Hello and welcome back to WWE 2K20 Universe Mode, and welcome to Tables, Ladders and Chairs TLC, the final pay-per-view before the Royal Rumble. Well, we're kicking things off on the first part of TLC with the Smackdown Women's Championship on the line. Of course, Asuka, the #1 contender for the championship here tonight, going up against the champion Sasha Banks. Because it's a little bit controversial how Asuka ends up in this spot. Kind of a bit of a, bit of luck for her. After Nia Jax essentially screwed over her tag team partner Dakota Kai, because Dakota wanted to get her opportunity of the SmackDown Women's Championship after losing out on the Women's Tag Team Championships at Survivor Series. She wanted to move on, get her match with Sasha Banks that she was owed, but Nia Jax messed it all up. She was upset that Dakota didn't want to get the opportunity of the tag team titles again. So when Dakota wasn't there, Nia went and signed them up for their rematch for that title, which of course we will see later on TLC in part 2. But because of that, Asuka, she picked up some big wins, managed to beat Nia Jax, she beat Lana, and that's what's got her in this position. And it's going to be Bank Statement versus Asuka Lock. You have to wonder, Sasha Banks probably wasn't expecting this. Sasha was probably getting ready for Dakota Kai, probably preparing for her. Wasn't necessarily ready for this change of opponent so soon to the pay-per-view. But it's going to be a fascinating match indeed to see who can come out on top in this one. Can it be the Boss, or will it be the Empress of Tomorrow? Very much a match based around their two submission finishers. Who is going to be able to lock that in first? I think that is going to be the thing that's really going to turn this match around. But before we get truly started, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave us a like down below, and leave us a comment about what you think about TLC, or who you think is going to win the Royal Rumble, our next pay-per-view, which you do not want to miss out on. I can guarantee you this. But Sasha Banks and Asuka going back and forth at the beginning of this, reversal after reversal, and now Sasha with Asuka down on the ground, getting in these kicks to the god of Asuka. Because Sasha Banks has held onto that championship for a few months now, but it's not particularly been the world lighting reign that you would have necessarily expected from Sasha Banks. She won the championship in a very strong showing, but then went on to lose the Women's Tag Team Championship match that she had against Dakota Kai and Nia Jax. Went on to lose to a roll-up against Alexa Bliss at Survivor Series. It's not really been lighting the world on fire, this reign of Sasha Banks, but you know, she hadn't really had too many title defences, especially not in one-on-one situations, so this is going to be a big deal if Sasha Banks can win this here tonight, manage to get her mojo back, get herself back on top of her game. That's where she wants to be. We are heading into WrestleMania season, of course. Sasha Banks is going to want to go into WrestleMania as the SmackDown Women's Champion. That's what she's going to want to do. That is the place to be. She wants to be in one of the main events of WrestleMania. Oh, Sasha using the ropes and the arm drag there to take down Asuka. Very nice indeed. Sasha Banks really managing to work down Asuka, now managing to get a bit of an advantage in this after a bit of a slow beginning from both women. But now Asuka fighting back, but again reversed by Sasha Banks. Sasha preventing whatever Asuka was going for, but now Asuka reversing again. Quick reversal between the two of them into a quick back fist from Asuka into the face of Sasha Banks. And now laying in some kicks. Stomping on the hands of Sasha Banks. Bit of a cheap shot there from Asuka. Not really something you see every day from Asuka. But Asuka has had an opportunity at the SmackDown Women's Championship before, managing to not pick up the victory at that time, unfortunately, when she went up against Toni Storm. It was very close. It was a close match for her, but just didn't work out for her at that time. She's always kind of been secondary in the SmackDown Women's Championship division, because of course her friend Kairi Sane held that championship for quite a while, and then Asuka kind of didn't really have a place to be able to jump up into that position. But the hip attack from Asuka, 1, 2, only a 2 count there for Asuka. Very close indeed. They're almost managing to put away Sasha Banks out of nowhere. But this is the opportunity that Asuka has been looking for here in Universe Mode. She would love to be able to get championship gold around her waist, and this is the perfect time for it. Heading into WrestleMania, heading into the Rumble, this is when you want to have that gold around your waist. You want to get it now, and you want to hold onto it for dear life. But Sasha Banks catching Asuka on the outside with a Luther's press. She's not going to let go of that championship easily, is Sasha Banks. Wait a second, catching Asuka. The move that is put away, plenty of women onto the outside as well. Maybe that was in the ring, that would have been enough for Sasha to put away Asuka. But now Sasha up to the top, frog splash. But Asuka getting the knees up, knees to the gut of Sasha Banks. Now Asuka trying to take advantage, throwing Sasha into the ring post. Again, perhaps seeing a little bit more of a violent side from Asuka in this match. Not what we typically see from her. More of a fun, loving woman here in our SmackDown Women's division. But you can never look past the power that she has. She is a dominant force, Asuka. She just hasn't really had the opportunity to show it off, I would say. And now Asuka managing to get the arm of Sasha Banks, managing to work it down. Both of these women going to be looking for the submission finishes, and Sasha's the first one to get it locked in. Sasha, the backstabber, into the Banks statement. Asuka nowhere near the ropes. She cannot get her foot to the ropes. Is she going to be forced to tap out right here? Can Sasha Banks tap out Asuka and retain the SmackDown Women's Championship? Asuka though, rolling Sasha back, rolling her back. 1, 2, and again, Sasha. Oh my goodness, Asuka has rolled up Sasha Banks right there, rolling her up. That is just how she lost to Alexa Bliss as well. It was a roll-up. Oh my goodness, Asuka, the surprise win there out of nowhere. Sasha Banks looked like she had it won. She had the Banks statement locked in on Asuka, but Asuka just managed, she's the last of her strength to roll Sasha Banks over, but Sasha trying to hold on to the submission still, and Sasha couldn't kick out. She couldn't get out of the submission hole, of the pinfall I should say, of the roll-up, and Asuka is our new SmackDown Women's Champion. Wow, what does this mean going forward for our SmackDown Women's division? Of course, Asuka now the SmackDown Women's Champion. You know that Sasha Banks is going to be wanting her belt back. Dakota Kai is still owed an opportunity. And of course, the Royal Rumble coming up. You never know what is going to happen at the Royal Rumble. But for now, Asuka, your new SmackDown Women's Champion. What a victory here tonight, and what a surprising title change to kick off TLC. Now, of course, this match is very, very important indeed. This is the finals of our first ever Tag Team Eliminator Tournament. Of course, Moustache Mountain, they managed to win the Raw side of the tournament, managing to beat the Usos, Hype Air, and finally beating the former Raw Tag Team Champions Gloriously Strong. All in one night. It was a very impressive feat from Moustache Mountain. They were clearly underdogs going through it. They had not been able to pick up any wins as a tag team before this tournament, and now they've done it. They've managed to actually find something. They managed to find something to actually give them some credibility as a tag team, and they are on the rise. But tonight they have a difficult match again. But we said this before. We said this was Gloriously Strong. We said it against the Usos. We said it against Hype Air. No one thought Moustache Mountain would get to this point. But can they do it? Can they manage to defeat The Miz and Rusev, who of course won the SmackDown side of the tournament, last beating the Viking Raiders in the finals of the tournament. Also going through Gable Academy. Very impressive path for Miz and Rusev, but undefeated as a tag team. Undefeated as a tag team. Since starting the tournament, they have not lost a single match, and that's the only tag matches they've had. But you have to think about the wiliness of The Miz here. The reason why they've perhaps done so well is Rusev's dominance, and The Miz is, well, let's blatantly say cheating. It's kind of what they've done throughout this tournament to get them this far. It's going to be very interesting to see who can pick up the victory here tonight, and of course, whoever gets the victory here will be the first ever Tag Team Eliminator Tournament winners, and at the Royal Rumble, they will get a Tag Team Championship match against whichever tag team's brand they're on. So, of course, Moustache Mountain will get a shot against the club for those Raw tag titles. Miz and Rusev will get an opportunity against Ricochet and Ali for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Miz and Tyler Bate starting things off very badly for Tyler Bate. Miz really managing to work him down in the beginning of this match, but Rusev now As soon as Tyler Bate gets the reversal, Rusev in now, and the size difference between these two men is very impressive. You just look at that muscular body of Rusev compared to Tyler Bate. He's very slight. He's deceivingly strong, obviously. He is incredibly strong, but his body frame, the way he looks, he is very slight. You can't deny it compared to some other people. And now Tyler Bate looking for that tag into Trent Seven, but Rusev getting the reversal. And similar to what we saw on the other side of the ring, Trent Seven tags himself in, and now the two bigger men in this match going face to face. But you got to think, Rusev, he is undefeated here in Universe Mode, not just in tag team, but also in singles action. You got to think that perhaps Miz and Rusev are very much the favourites for this match. Very much the favourites indeed. The Moustache Mountain, they have been on the rise. They have been on the rise. They've been working hard to get to this point. And Tyler Bate as well. He has been a star in the making in Universe Mode. He has been working so hard, taking people to the limit, taking Batista to the limit, taking Aleister Black to the limit. He has worked so hard, picked up some huge wins in single competition recently, but in a tag team with Trent Seven, it just hasn't been able to work for them. But this could be the opportunity. This could be the opportunity that Tyler Bate and Trent Seven have been looking for to finally get their hands on some tag team gold, just any gold here in Universe Mode, and prove that they are a top tier talents here in Universe Mode and on Monday Night Raw. But this is not going well for them in the beginning of this match. Miz and Rusev really taking it to them, but Trent Seven, a very nice chop there to the chest of the Miz, knocking him down on the mat, really tearing him in half there. The Miz now fighting back, laying in lots of punches, catching Trent Seven down to the mat, and the DDT from the Miz, signature DDT from the Miz, taking him down. And 1, 2, only a 2 after that snapmare DDT from the Miz. Trent Seven managing to get himself back up to his feet, while the Miz still distracted with the fact that he didn't manage to get the pinfall. The Miz, of course, going to think this is going to be, he's going to be looking to take all the glory for himself. That is very much the Miz's thing, but Trent Seven so close to putting him away there. So close to being able to put away the Miz. Miz perhaps not expecting that in the slightest, perhaps a bit thrown by the fact that Trent Seven could get such a big move onto the Miz. And now Trent taking Miz over to the ropes once again, perhaps looking for another big chop, but the reversals between these two men. And now, wait a second, Trent Seven throwing Miz out to the outside, and I think I know where this is going. This is not what I would have expected from Trent Seven, let's be honest. Trent Seven going flying through the middle rope, taking down the Miz with the suicide dive to the outside onto the Miz. And Rusev just looks down. Very interesting, Rusev did not get involved there. You think he could have perhaps got a knee up, hit Trent Seven with the knee, but Rusev deciding to stay out of this and just let Miz deal with Miz's stuff. Well, I say that, and now Rusev has decided to get involved. Seeing the Miz has taken a lot of damage. Miz looking absolutely dizzy on the outside right now, and Rusev taking it to Trent Seven, throwing him into the ring post, and a bit of a bump there from the Miz and Rusev. Again, these two guys, they need to work on their teamwork, let's be honest. There's been quite a bit of miscommunication between the Miz and Rusev. The Miz even hit Rusev with a chair once when he was trying to hit Daniel Bryan, I believe it was. He was trying to hit Daniel Bryan, accidentally hit Rusev with the chair, almost cost Rusev his match with Daniel Bryan. But luckily for the Miz, Rusev managed to survive that. But there's been quite a lot of miscommunication over that. They have run into each other, bumped into each other, hit each other with weapons by accident. They are not a cohesive unit. The Miz is a glory hog. He wants to be the top of the world. He's the movie star. He's the leading man. Rusev's just his co-star. That's all he sees Rusev as. That's how they came together as a unit. Was the Miz co-starred in one of Rusev co-starred in one of Miz's movies? I apologise. And while they were doing the whole advertising campaign for the movie, and that's what brought them together as a team. But Miz still sees Rusev as a secondary. Miz is the leading man. He is the starring man in this. And you've got to think, if they win those tag titles, how is that going to look for these guys? Like, Miz is going to be in the centre of the ring, showing off, pushing Rusev to the side. You got to think there's probably going to be a point where Rusev has enough of that. But maybe they can work together as a team. Maybe they can manage to sort out their issues, prevent their egos from really damaging this. But The Miz desperately needs to tag to Rusev right now. He is taking a lot of damage in this one. And now going for the roll-up onto Trent Seven, managing to catch him by surprise. To Tyler Bate, though, breaking it up. And now Rusev dropping Tyler Bate with a drop kick there. Oh, there you go, miscommunication. Yet again, the miscommunication. The Miz accidentally taking down Rusev, managing to punch him in the side of the head by accident. And with that distraction caused enough time for Trent Seven to be able to get himself back to his feet and get himself back to his senses. The Miz was thinking about what he did to Rusev, but Trent Seven managed to use that to get himself back to his senses and get himself back on top on this match. While Tyler Bate's stuck on the outside right now after being taken down by Rusev. And finally The Miz gets the tag in to the Bulgarian Brute, who now starts taking it to the veteran Trent Seven. This is not a good place to be if you're Seven. You really need that tag on Rusev, just running through him like a train right now. Oh, the headbutt from Rusev. Tyler Bate just managing to get back to his feet. Trent Seven needs to get over to that corner. He needs that tag desperately. Miz distracting the referee for a second. But Trent Seven, Rusev. Rusev was celebrating, not noticing the Trent Seven making his way over to the corner. And Tyler Bate in. Hurricane Rana to Rusev, taking him down. But The Miz into the ring with a chair, taking down the referee. Once again, The Miz going to these dirty tactics and hitting Tyler Bate over the back with the chair. And again, The Miz just a dastardly man. And this is how they've got through the tournament. This is how they've done it. Only a one count. Tyler Bate still somehow able to kick out. Miz from the second row, dropping an elbow on Tyler Bate as well. But Tyler Bate managing to get back to his feet, looking to take down the monster, looking to be the man to end this monstrous reign for Rusev. But Rusev reversing, managing to take Bate down, and now getting rid of Trent Seven, making sure that Tyler Bate is isolated, making sure that he has no one to tag to right now. But Tyler trying to fight back in this, throwing Rusev over his back, using some of that martial arts kind of stylings. And now throwing Rusev over to the corner. Tyler Bate needing to use Rusev's size against him. You gotta think that's probably going to be the best way to do it. But the Magica kick! Magica kick from Rusev, and Bate is out. Bate is out straight in to the accolade. Rusev locking it in. That's got to be it. No one has been able to survive the accolade. Tyler Bate holding on for as long as he can. Trent Seven trying to break it up, and he just does. Catching Rusev in the face, knocking him out, knocking out Rusev. Unbelievable. Tyler Bate just not moving right now. Neither is Rusev. Both men just down. Tyler Bate's got to be out. His back has got to be in a bad way. And Rusev going for the pin for 1, 2. But Tyler Bate kicking out. Tyler Bate somehow managing to kick out. He still has life in him. Taken down by Rusev again though. As much as he can still have life in him and fight back, he needs to get some major moves in right now. He needs to find some way to stop this domination from Rusev, while Miz on the outside trying to take down Trent Seven, but Trent reversing, taking down the Miz himself. But again, the second time Rusev now locking in the accolade, but I don't think he's noticed that Miz is down on the outside. Trent Seven back in the ring again. Can he break it up again? No, he can't. Tyler Bate forced to tap out to Rusev in the middle of the ring, and Rusev not letting go. Wow, what a victory for these men. The Miz and Rusev, a dominant display. Of course, they couldn't do it without cheating. That has kind of been their entire MO, while the Miz's MO, but they are the winners of the Tag Team Eliminator Tournament. Miz and Rusev, they have proved themselves as a team, proving themselves as a tag team, and they are on top of the world right now.
Here are your winners.
You know what this means? They will be receiving a Tag Team Championship opportunity against Ricochet and Ali at the Royal Rumble, and that is going to be a hell of a match between those two teams, two very dominant teams. And two teams who've had to learn to work together. But speaking of working together, Kevin Owens is out here doing a bit of a favour here tonight for our general manager of Monday Night Raw.
Making his way to the ring from the
after what AJ Styles did a few weeks ago, straight after Survivor Series. Batista was out celebrating Raw's huge victory at Survivor Series, but AJ rightly pointed out that, well, you know, Batista was pinned by Shane McMahon in the middle of the ring and lost to Shane McMahon. Oh, Batista was not happy with this. He was not happy with how AJ Styles would dare to talk to him like that. But because Andrade has been given a United States Championship shot, AJ Styles has beaten Randy Orton before, Batista had to call in a favour from an extra man. And well, that man is Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens going to be taking on AJ Styles here tonight. These two men have been brawling over the past few weeks, trying to get the upper hand against each other. Also got to think about this match as probably a sign as a future contender for the WWE Championship. Both these men very much the top of the card on Monday Night Raw. AJ Styles, of course, a former WWE Championship, and Kevin Owens, not a former WWE champion, but he did steal the WWE Championship, stealing it from Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens attacking AJ Styles from behind, taking him out straight away, not waiting a second for this one. Just taking it to AJ Styles right now, a brutal attack to start things off. It's also interesting to see there is no club or AOP at ringside for this one. Very interesting indeed that they have not got their seconds out with them. Of course, AJ Styles, the club, the Raw Tag Team Champions. Well, AOP has been Kevin Owens' private security team, helped him to put out Sami Zayn, to break Sami Zayn's arm. Of course, Sami Zayn's still not been seen since that happened. Kevin Owens now taking down AJ Styles. A very dominant start from Kevin Owens. Very clever of him to kind of take advantage of AJ while he was doing his pose in the middle of the ring, taking him down from behind, and Kevin Owens feeling very proud of himself right now. But yeah, as I was saying, you've got to think this is going to be very much to do with the next #1 contender. Both these men very up top of the card. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus after their TLC match tonight. You've got to think that is going to be it for those two men. They have been at each other's throats for months. And this TLC match will probably be the thing that actually stops this rivalry once and for all. Hopefully for everyone on Monday Night Raw, it's caused so much chaos. Kevin Owens with the roll up on AJ, only a 1 count there. So whether it be Drew McIntyre or Sheamus who comes out on top, essentially Kevin Owens or AJ Styles could be their next challenger, or at least a challenger down the road for the WWE Championship. This has been a very strong start from Owens, but AJ getting the cheeky little reversal there onto Owens into the corner now, using the second rope to be able to take down Kevin Owens, dropping him onto the top rope. Very nice from AJ Styles, and now lifting up Owens, using the strength inside of him, but Kevin Owens reversing, suplexing AJ Styles himself, not allowing Styles to be able to take him down. And clothesline over the top rope from Kevin Owens. Of course, these men went at a 6-man tag team match in our main event on Raw 2 weeks ago. And, well, AJ Styles and the club did pick up the victory in that match, definitely giving them the advantage going forward into this one. But Kevin Owens refused to tag in. He was not involved in that match in the slightest. It was essentially a 2-on-3 handicap match. Kevin Owens just let the AOP, his security team, just deal with everything. It didn't work out too well for them, as you kind of expect. It's a bit of a shame for AOP, of course. They didn't do too well in the Tag Team Eliminator Tournament, getting eliminated in the very first round. And then they tried to win that match for Kevin Owens, but it didn't work out for them as well. Been a bit of a rough time for AOP as of late. But Kevin Owens, it has not been a rough time for him. He has been dominant, taking out AJ Styles in this match. He has done so much work on Styles, but Styles now, oh, very nice, catching Kevin Owens for the elevated DDT there. And now getting Owens up, and Ushigoroshi, and then a kick to the back, not letting him up. 1, 2, only a 2 count there for Styles. Which you have to wonder about how Batista really feels about all this. Because he's very upset with what AJ said. Like, why doesn't Batista do something about it himself? he never really seems to do that. He just sends people after him, after whoever annoys him, he just sends them after, whether that be Aleister Black, whether that be AJ Styles. He just goes and sends people after them. Like he sent Andrade, he sent Randy Orton after Aleister Black. He still has not gone face to face with Aleister Black. He just hides in his office, calling him out, saying nonsense, standing in the middle of the ring and making sure that Aleister Black is nowhere to be seen. Of course, later tonight, we're going to have to see whether Aleister Black can hold on to his United States Championship against Andrade as AJ Styles hits a Styles Clash onto Kevin Owens. Oh, 2.99. I thought that was going to be done for Kevin there. AJ Styles, the former WWE Champion, I thought he was going to pick up a big victory, managing to get back after the bad start he had in this match after the jump from Kevin Owens. And AJ certainly has managed to turn the momentum around in this one. Kevin Owens not looking too good right now. He's being taken down by AJ, and Kevin trying to roll out of the ring, trying to get away from AJ Styles right now, needing a second to kind of get his breath back. But AJ straight back onto him, looking to drop Kevin Owens. Back first, spine first onto the corner of the ring apron, the hardest part of the ring. And now both men fighting over by the announce table. German suplex from Kevin Owens to AJ Styles on the outside, dropping his shoulders and his neck straight onto the matting on the outside, and now taking off the top of the announce table, looking to do some damage to AJ Styles, and he's putting him through the table potentially. But AJ Styles reversing kick to the gut of Kevin Owens and fighting back, flying clothesline to Owens. Because this is a regular match, they need to get back in the ring if they don't want to get counted out right now. Kevin Owens though throwing AJ into the ring post, getting back in the ring himself, taking up to a 7 count and climbing up to the top rope. Big elbow drop, but AJ Styles rolling out of the way, preventing it from hitting its target. And now Kevin Owens having to get away from AJ Styles right now, needing to make some space between these two men. Trying to bring AJ back towards that announce table. It looks like Kevin Owens catching him, getting him in position. And this is not looking good for AJ Styles right now. Kevin Owens, AJ on top of the announce table. And wait a second. Oh my goodness. Kevin, no. Package pile driver. Package pile driver through the announce table, and AJ Styles not moving. That's got to be it. Kevin Owens might have broken his spine then. He could have broken his back. A package pile driver. But Owens hadn't had enough. Owens up to the top. Frog splash to AJ. AJ cannot do anything. He cannot get out of the way this time. AJ could be injured. AJ could be badly injured right now. We need someone to come and check on AJ Styles right now. Kevin Owens getting him up to his feet, pulling AJ Styles up. And going for it. Going for that pop-up powerbomb. This is going to be it. But AJ Styles reversing. AJ Styles. Hurricane Rana taking down Kevin Owens, reversing the pop-up powerbomb, catching him, preventing him from happening, and now AJ looking for the calf crusher, looking to make Kevin Owens tap, but too close to the ropes. Wait a second. Randy Orton, Batista's right-hand man. Randy Orton's music playing, distracting AJ Styles right now. Batista sending out Randy Orton to go and have a word with AJ Styles right now. RKO! No, AJ Styles reversing. Randy Orton getting out of the ring straight away. He didn't have that RKO, he is running away, trying to get away from Styles, and Styles chasing down Orton right now. But Orton trying to get away from this, not wanting to deal with AJ. AJ too tired. His body too tired to be able to run properly after Randy Orton, after the way he's been treated by Kevin Owens. But Owens still out in the middle of the ring, and AJ now going for the pin for 1, 2. Oh, but Kevin Owens managing to kick out and getting straight onto his feet. He had the time to be able to recoup himself, to be able to get himself back in position. And Kevin Owens, well, I thought he'd reverse there, but AJ Styles instead flipping Kevin Owens down and taking him down himself. Owens in a very bad place. Getting the reversal on AJ though, taking him down, running straight into him. Kevin Owens desperately needing something right now. And of course Batista, not brave enough to come out himself to go and deal with AJ Styles, but of course he'll send his right hand man Randy Orton down there to try and get in a cheap shot on AJ, try and make sure that AJ loses this match. But AJ Styles up again. Ushigoroshi to Kevin Owens and going for the pin. No, not going for the pin. Kevin Owens reversing. AJ went for the arm of Owens, but Owens managing to fight up. Punch to the face of Styles. And now getting Styles up and dropping him head first into the knee of Kevin Owens. Imagine your head being driven into a knee. That is a brutal idea. Now Kevin Owens, what is he looking for here? Looking to maneuver AJ Styles over to the ropes. But AJ Styles reversing whatever Kevin Owens was looking for, throwing him over the top of the ropes. And now once again looking to drop Owens back first onto the ring apron. Both these men's backs are going to be in such major pain. Their necks are going to be so screwed up after this one. Kevin Owens though managing to throw AJ back into the ring. These two men really going at it right now. They are not giving up. They're going to fight with everything they have to try and get this victory here tonight. Kevin Owens again trying to drag AJ over to the ropes. Is it going to work for him this time? Whatever he's looking for. Kevin taking a moment, thinking about it. Wait a second, is he going what I think he's going for? No, come on Kevin. You already put him through the announce table with a package pile driver, and now Kevin Owens looking at AJ Styles with evil in his eyes. And powerbomb onto the apron, the hardest part of the ring. Powerbombing him straight onto it, powerbombing his neck onto the ring apron. AJ Styles he's going to need medical attention off this. He is going to need medical attention. My God, Kevin Owens just has no heart. There is no heart in this man. After breaking his best friend's arm, stealing his best friend's championship, and now brutalizing AJ Styles, looking to break his neck. At least that's what it's coming across like. And Kevin Owens looking to pin AJ Styles right now. This has got to be a 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, AJ. That was the smallest kick out though. The smallest kick out. AJ Styles somehow managing to roll a shoulder up in desperation to try and hang on in there. I don't know how AJ is still going. I do not know how he's still going in this one. Kevin Owens attacking him before the match even started. Package pile driver through the table. Powerbomb on the ring apron. You know, all it's going to take is one more powerbomb, one more pop-up powerbomb, or one more stunner. That's all it's going to take. And AJ Styles, there's not going to be any way that AJ can kick out, but of course, I thought that before. I thought he couldn't kick out before, so you never know. You never know with this kind of stuff, but I can't believe that AJ Styles is still going in this match. Arm drag to Kevin Owens, taking him off his feet. And Kevin Owens, though, outpowering AJ Styles. AJ too weak right now to be able to outpower Kevin Owens. And once again, Kevin, knee to the back of the neck of AJ Styles. And this is not good. This is not good for AJ Styles. He is being called back to his feet. AJ getting back up, and the stunner from Owens. Stunner from Owens. Nowhere near the ropes. 1, 2. Wow, what a victory from Kevin Owens, and what a hard-fought match between these two men. I cannot believe how far these two men took that. Kevin Owens just destroying. Look at that package pile driver. Destroying AJ Styles, and you got to think this is not going to be over. That was so brutal because Randy Orton trying to interfere in this, but not managing to hit the RKO on AJ Styles. It's going to have been over a lot sooner if we'd done that. You got to think this. If I was AJ Styles, I would not be done with Kevin Owens right now. But Kevin Owens, he is the man standing tall here tonight, and I think he feels good and has got to be a favourite for that Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble next month, of course. Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, got to think they're both going to be big favourites, but Kevin Owens has got to be my pick right now.
The following contest is
but now we have that steel cage. It is above the ring right now, and this is going to be brutal as well. This is just a show of brutal matches, apparently. But it makes sense. We are at TLC. There is plenty of weaponry around. But in this one, it is just that steel cage. her cage, which is going to lock Tommaso Ciampa inside. Of course, Braun Strowman, he got this championship match, this one-on-one match, after helping Team Smackdown at Survivor Series. Shane McMahon agreed to it, and he gave it to him. He gave him the contract, gave him this match, and Tommaso Ciampa, the Universal Champion, has been running away from Braun Strowman every single week since, escaping Braun Strowman. And there was a main event of SmackDown. There was a tag team contest, Strowman and Corbin versus Gargano and Ciampa, but Ciampa didn't turn up. Ciampa left Gargano in a 2-on-1 handicap match against Strowman and Corbin. And because of that, Strowman was able to choose the stipulation for this match, and very wisely chose to lock Tommaso Ciampa inside of a steel cage, and Ciampa hugging that championship for dear life, as this could be the last time that he holds on to that gold. Ciampa has been desperately trying to keep hold of it for months now, but he's always found a way. No matter what the situation has been, he's always found a way to walk out still Universal Champion, whether that be Johnny Gargano, whether that be Goldberg, unintentionally, whether that be low blows, whether that be tables, whether that be anything. Ciampa has always found a way to survive. He always survives. He does not want to give up that championship. He treats it like it is his baby. He loves it so much he will not let go of that championship. But this has got to be the scariest defense for Tommaso Ciampa. Of course, he can climb out of that cage, but look how tall Strowman is. Oh my goodness, straight into the side of the cage. And that is the damage that cage can do to you, just being thrown into that metal. Oh my goodness. But yes, even if Ciampa tries to escape, Strowman is so much taller, he's so much bigger than Ciampa. His range of reach is so much more. Like, if Ciampa's up on the top of the cage, Strowman can very easily just grab his foot and pull him back down. Ciampa, oh, up to a 2 count. I'm kind of surprised that Strowman allowed that to go to a 2 count, to be honest with you. Perhaps Strowman just taking a second to get himself some breath back. I don't know, there's always some strategy for that kind of stuff. And Strowman looking to throw Ciampa into the steel cage yet again, but Ciampa managing to use the ropes to bounce away that time. And Ciampa getting a good elbow to the face of Strowman. Can Ciampa hold on to this? I do not know. This is going to be a very difficult match for Ciampa. Strowman has been so dominant in recent months. Oh, Ciampa stepping on the foot. Bit of a cheeky one there from Ciampa. Smashing the foot of Braun Strowman. Well, that's a very clever way to do things. If you can damage his foot, then he's going to be really slowed down. Oh, wait a second. Sleeper from Ciampa. Ciampa managing to take Strowman down to the mat. Looking at a sleeper hold. Looking to take all the life out of Braun Strowman right now. It almost worked for him, but Strowman powering out, slamming Ciampa back down and running him into the corner with a big clothesline, and Strowman now back on top. That brief flurry from Tommaso Ciampa now being taken down by Strowman, but Ciampa again grabbing the leg. Dragon screw from Ciampa, taking down Braun Strowman, pulling him down the middle of the ring. Definitely a very good strategy. You want to be able to take out the legs of Strowman. That is the best way for Ciampa to have an opportunity here. Take out the legs, take out the feet. Because in the one-on-one contest between these two men, you know that Braun Strowman is going to be able to outpower Tommaso Ciampa every single day of the week. You know this, it is fact. And just look at Strowman, there was no effort put into that. He was able to lift Ciampa, hold him up upside down for such a long amount of time. I'm worried for Ciampa in this one, to be honest with you. I'm worried that Braun perhaps might take this too far. He might damage Ciampa quite badly. Ciampa's always had neck issues. Braun Strowman, I don't think he cares right now. I think he just cares about winning that gold and proving something here tonight. But Ciampa grabbing the leg, pulling Strowman down. Strowman perhaps looking for something there, but I don't know what it was. But Ciampa managed to pull down the leg of Strowman, catching him by surprise, and now again kicking to the leg of Strowman. Very clever from Ciampa. He's gone into this with a game plan indeed. And now Ciampa, big boot to the face, trying to climb his way out of the cage right now. Trying to make his way up. Strowman still down on the mat at the moment, being after the big boot to the head. Very impressive the Ciampa could get his leg elevated so high. That is something that I was very shocked to see right there. The Strowman back to his feet, and like I said, this height advantage of Strowman, he's like right up there already. He doesn't even need to climb up any higher than this to get Ciampa down. He already has Ciampa within his grasps. And this is not going to be pretty for Ciampa being pulled down off the top. He was so close to freedom, holding on to his Universal Championship, and now Strowman pulling Ciampa back inside the ring. Oh, but Ciampa reversal, Strowman was looking to hit Ciampa's head into the steel, but Ciampa getting elbows to the guts of Strowman, taking him down, Strowman falling. But Strowman not being down for long, I thought maybe that was going to be enough. Maybe Strowman was going to be down for long enough in the middle of the ring, but Ciampa, unlucky for Ciampa, Strowman is straight back up and again. Back to Ciampa, back on top of Ciampa, not going to let him escape right now. Not going to let him get anywhere near freedom. And the repeated punches to the side to try and unbalance Ciampa, to be able to pull him down nice and easily. And that's Strowman and Ciampa once again in this same position, and Ciampa again getting a reversal, managing to get a punch to Strowman, but this time Strowman not being taken down from the side. Strowman again punch to the back, and this time can he hit it? Yes he does, throwing Ciampa head first into the side of the steel cage, and Strowman, he could climb out, but of course he wants to pin Tommaso Ciampa in the middle of that ring. He doesn't care about escaping over the top of the cell. He knows he can beat Ciampa. That's what he wants to do. He wants to destroy Tommaso Ciampa here tonight. The man who's been running away from him week on the week, and now Strowman calling out Ciampa. This has got to be it. We saw this. Put away only Lorcan. The choke slam from the back of the neck, the reverse choke slam, and 1, 2. But Ciampa somehow managing to kick out. Ciampa still in this match, somehow not giving up just yet, still managing to have fighting spirit to be able to survive what Braun Strowman is putting him through so far. Big drop kick from Ciampa, very nice there. Ciampa trying to fight his way back into this pinfall on Strowman. Only a 1 count though. Strowman very easily kicking out of that drop kick from Tommaso Ciampa, and Ciampa again needing to make his way out, trying to climb out of this cage, desperately trying to get himself out of here. This is the only way the Ciampa knows that he can survive this. He does not want to be in a cage with Braun Strowman, the monster amongst men, but again, Strowman not down for long enough. Ciampa not doing enough of a job, and Strowman again has Ciampa right in his reach. The punches to the ribs of Ciampa to pull him down off the side, pulling him down back to the top rope, and Ciampa, I think he is not going to know what to do. What is he able to do in this one to be able to survive? Strowman jumping off, and Ciampa he's just desperately trying to get away, but Strowman throwing him leg first into the cage and then pulling him off with that same leg to the floor, and he just goes flying face first down into the mat. It's not a pretty sight for Tommaso Ciampa. And Strowman now, what is Strowman thinking here? Looking to take Ciampa somewhere, taking him around the ring right now, but Ciampa elbows to Strowman, not wanting Strowman to throw him into that steel cage again. He's taken too much, and I think Ciampa was trying to go for that fairy tale ending there, but Braun Strowman catching the leg and clotheslining Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa needs something. He needs a miracle right now. That's what he needs. A miracle of some variety to save him from Braun Strowman, but Braun Strowman just laughing in the middle of the ring right now, staring at Ciampa and laughing at him. Now throwing Ciampa into the other side of the ropes, and Ciampa just going running into Strowman, just falling down, just hitting this wall of a man. And now the running power slam from Strowman. Strowman not going for the pinfall. Very interesting from Strowman, not wanting to pin Tommaso Ciampa right now. He wants to inflict more damage. He knows he can do this. He knows he's already got this one, and he just wants to inflict as much damage as possible to Tommaso Ciampa right now. Can Tommaso Ciampa do something? Wait a second, Strowman up on the shoulders, getting Ciampa up on the shoulders, and oh my goodness, the cage wall just fell through, and did Ciampa's feet touch the floor? I don't know. The Strowman walking down. Well, Strowman has been awarded the winner of this match, but we did not see Ciampa's feet, but Strowman He has been called the winner by the referee, the first man to touch his feet to the ground by throwing Tommaso Ciampa through the steel cage. And what a dominant display from Braun Strowman, your new Universal Champion. Who on earth can stop the path of the monster? And well, we'll move on to our main event of the evening, and this has been a night of title changes so far. We've seen the Smackdown Women's Championship change hands. We've seen the Universal Championship change hands. Is it going to be the same again? The Raw Women's Championship here tonight. I'm sure the man Becky Lynch would love that. This is her ideal to get back her Raw Women's Championship, but it's going to be very difficult for her tonight going up against Ronda Rousey, a woman who is undefeated in singles action, and this is her first championship match. Singles championship match, I should say. Of course, there's Rhea Ripley as well. Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch had a street fight a few weeks ago on Monday Night Raw in the main event, where Ripley managed to defeat Becky Lynch once again. She's managed to defeat Becky Lynch twice now. There's not really something that's been done in Universe mode. Becky Lynch, the champion for so long, and Rhea Ripley won the championship from her and beat her twice now. Well, Alexa Bliss, your current champion going into this match, and surely she is also the underdog in this match. She is much smaller than everyone else. She is less experienced than everyone else, to be honest with you, in terms of like being in these big match scenarios. Bliss, of course, did manage to beat Sasha Banks at Survivor Series, but it was a roll-up, as we talked about earlier. You can't forget about when Alexa Bliss beat Rhea Ripley for that championship. It was a complete shocker. The final Raw before Hell in a Cell, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley main event for the Raw Women's Championship, and Alexa kind of dominated Rhea Ripley, which was a very surprising sight to see indeed. Somehow Alexa Bliss managed to have Rhea Ripley's number in Rhea's first defense of the Raw Women's Championship. She lost it straight away to Alexa Bliss, I should say. But of course tonight it does not matter about pinfalls. Pinfalls, not important. Who cares about pinfalls? This is all about climbing up that ladder and pulling down the championship. And Ronda Rousey on the outside trying to take down Becky Lynch with that chair. Going to do so much damage that Becky Lynch is not going to be able to climb up. But while she's doing that, Rhea Ripley in the middle of the ring, climbing up, trying to pull down that championship already. Ronda Rousey now trying to join her on top, and Alexa Bliss getting back to her feet as well. This woman already fighting over that gold hanging above the ring. Definitely a good strategy. Try and take advantage while there are people down. Rhea Ripley, of course, jumping up there when Ronda and Becky were on the outside. Alexa Bliss was down. It was a very clever move from Rhea Ripley, but now Becky Lynch using the chair back on Ronda Rousey, getting her revenge on Ronda with the chair shots. And Alexa tried to get involved with the kendo shot, but I think the kendo got reflected, hitting Alexa Bliss straight in the face. And now Becky Lynch, the only woman standing right now, Rhea down on the outside, as well as Alexa, and Ronda Rousey not in a good position in the ring after those multiple chair shots from Becky Lynch. But Becky perhaps struggling to decide where to set up that ladder. Finally managing to set it up, but at this point Rhea Ripley back to her feet. Ronda Rousey back to her feet. But Becky Lynch trying to reach up to the championship maybe. Oh my goodness! Ronda just knocked Becky Lynch off the top of the ladder. Rhea knocking the ladder down and then powerbombing Ronda Rousey from the sky down to the mat. And Becky Lynch now rolling out of the ring, getting out of there, taking a second, getting a table. Bringing the table into the ring as Alexa Bliss sets up a ladder in the middle of the ring. Rhea and Ronda on the outside going at it, while Alexa, the current champion, looking to retain her gold right now, looking to pull it down and still be the Raw Women's Champion. But Rhea up to the top now, attacking Alexa Bliss. Becky Lynch throwing down the table, realising what is going on. Knowing that she needs to somehow take down this ladder, but not being able to do so. But knocking down Alexa Bliss, knocking Bliss down, and now Rhea Ripley with her hands on the belt, and Becky Lynch trying to grab her down. And Ronda Rousey grabbing the ladder, pushing it down, and now revenge for Ronda Rousey. Oh! Dropping Rhea Ripley onto the corner of the ladder, and Rhea Ripley being forced to get out of the ring at this point. Ronda and Alexa fighting over a chair. Becky Lynch still trying to work out what she wants to do with this table. Having some real issues with where she wants to place this. But a head scissors from Bliss, and now Bliss and Lynch fighting over the table in the middle of the ring. Oh, very nice from Bliss, just hitting Becky Lynch straight in the face with that table. You know, maybe she does just keep her championship. Maybe Alexa Bliss can get that championship back. I think she has been a bit of an afterthought in the build to this match, but she can do it. She can do this. She can get her championship back down, prove that she is deserving of that championship and that she is a worthy Raw Women's Champion. Like, whoever wins this match is going to prove that you are at the top of the Raw Women's division. And the Bexploder suplex to Alexa Bliss. Not exactly what Alexa Bliss needs. With Becky Lynch now back on top as Ronda Rousey makes her way into the ring as well. All four women back in the centre of the ring. And Ronda throwing Alexa Bliss into that table in the corner. Is Ronda looking perhaps to put her through it? Oh, exploder into the corner from Ronda Rousey through the table to Alexa Bliss. Alexa in a bad place now. Rhea Ripley taking down Becky Lynch. These two women going back and forth for months now, these two women. All the way back to Extreme Rules when Rhea Ripley had her first Raw Women's Championship match. So we've been going at it for a long old time. Rhea Ripley trying to set the ladder up in the centre of the ring. Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey. Becky looking to get rid of Ronda. Becky running out top, running up the ladder, knocking Rhea Ripley off. And now Becky Lynch looking to pull down that gold. No! Going up to the top of the ladder. Oh my god! Leg drop from the top of the ladder to Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch up again. Up to the top again, but Ronda pushing the ladder down. What a match between these women. As soon as one of them gets close to that gold, there is always someone to stop them. There is always someone to get in the way and prevent it from happening. And my goodness. Alexa Bliss grabbing Becky Lynch with Ronda Rousey getting in the way. Ronda now on Becky Lynch once again. Rhea trying to take down Becky, but reversal. DDT from Bliss. DDT from Bliss to Ronda Rousey. So Alexa Bliss managed to get rid of Rousey right now, throwing her over the top. Alexa slapping the face of Becky Lynch, knocking the chair away. And Becky rolling away, trying to roll out of the ring. Trying to get away from the action right now. And Rhea Ripley setting up the ladder in the middle of the ring, but Becky Lynch straight up to the top. Rhea Ripley though, Rhea punches from behind, stopping Becky Lynch from getting up there, grabbing her leg, looking to pull her down off that ladder. And yes, she does. And all four women back again. There was a second, but wait a second. Riptide from Ripley to Alexa Bliss. Rousey though climbing the ladder. Rousey now trying to get that gold down. Alexa Bliss is down. Becky Lynch is down. It is just Ripley and Rousey middle of the ring. Ripley pulling Rousey down off of the ladder. And the punch to the gut from Ronda Rousey and the Superman punch. And Rousey, the only woman but Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch now getting back to her feet. But Becky now going off to Alexa Bliss. Oh my goodness. Uranagi from Becky Lynch. And now Ronda Rousey is so close. She is so close to winning that championship, pulling it down right now. But Becky Lynch has got up top. Becky Lynch now punching to the midsection of Ronda Rousey, managing to save that Raw Women's Championship. Saving it right now. Becky Lynch unsure of what to do at this moment in time. Unsure of what to do with Ronda Rousey. And Ronda, just pushing Becky Lynch's face straight into the top of the ladder. These two women fighting back and forth right now on top of this ladder, and Ronda Rousey throwing Becky Lynch off the top, and Alexa Bliss back to her feet. Rhea Ripley still down on the outside. Ronda Rousey again so close, hands on the title, and Alexa Bliss punched to the midsection, trying to stop Ronda Rousey. She is so close to being able to pull down that Raw Women's Championship, but again Alexa Bliss stopping Ronda, throwing Ronda off the top. Becky's down, Ronda's down, Rhea's back up though. Rhea's back up. Rhea and Alexa Bliss, that's all it is. Ripley and Bliss. One of these two women that's gonna pull this down, you just know it right now. Becky Lynch trying to get back to her feet. Becky back to her feet on the outside. Bliss unable to pull down the championship. Rhea Ripley and Bliss on top. Becky Lynch down below them, just waiting for someone to make a move, it feels like. Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley essentially teaming up on Alexa Bliss right now. And now Rhea Ripley up top. Becky Lynch though climbing up to join her at the top of the ladder. And now Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. Alexa Bliss is out of the count. But Ronda Rousey now back to her feet. Still 3 women. No one is giving up. No one wants to let go of this championship. And Rhea throws Becky Lynch off the top. Ronda though. Ronda going after Becky Lynch. Rhea Ripley has her hands on the title again. Ronda now trying to stop her. But Rhea Ripley's got it loose. Rhea Ripley has got it loose, and we have a new Raw Women's Champion. The 2-time Raw Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. What a match between those women. None of those women would give up in the slightest. Always fighting, always desperate to try and get that Raw Women's Championship down from the top of that ladder. But Rhea Ripley, whether it was luck, whether it was skill, it's a mixture of both, to be honest with you. It's hard with 4 women in there, but Rhea Ripley's done it. She has got back her championship. She's got another or maybe no, Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler, Money in the Bank, Miss Money in the Bank. Is she going to cash in? Is she finally cashing in? Oh my god, after all these months of teasing and teasing and teasing, Shayna Baszler finally cashing in the briefcase. She has cashed in her briefcase on Rhea Ripley right now. Ripley is completely destroyed. She's just been through a TLC match, for goodness sake. And Shayna Baszler taking advantage. Shayna Baszler taking it to Rhea Ripley. Rhea tried to get the super kick, but Shayna just on top of Ripley right now. You can't blame her. Ripley is tired. She's been through so much in that match. She had to put so much of herself on the line to get that Raw Women's Championship in the first place. And now Shayna Baszler taking advantage. Picking her timing perfectly, you've got to say. Rhea Ripley is in a very bad position right now, but Shayna Baszler not looking to put her away straight away, wanting to do some damage herself, wanting to make sure that Rhea Ripley will be done for. Can Rhea somehow manage to fight back? Roll up from Rhea. 1, 2. Oh, Rhea Ripley almost so close to getting the upset there, managing to prevent the cash in from Shayna Baszler. Kicks in the corner from Rhea Ripley. Oh, very nice over the top leg drop. Guillotining the neck of Shayna Baszler over that bottom rope, and now Rhea Ripley is on top. Rhea Ripley is fighting back. Can she retain her championship? Her newly won championship against Miss Money in the Bank, Shayna Baszler. No, Shayna the submission. Shayna's got it locked in. The sleeper hold to Rhea Ripley. Rhea's going to be forced to go to sleep. She's going to go to sleep. And she does. She cannot hold on. It is too much for her after the fatal 4-way TLC match, and Shayna Baszler straight away taking advantage of the situation. Sleeper holds, and it was so close. Rhea had that roll up. It was so close. Rhea could have done it. She could have done it, but Shayna locking in that sleeper, and Rhea, she just couldn't hold on anymore. She couldn't hold on, and again, Rhea Ripley for the second time losing her championship in the first defense, but this time it is Money in the Bank that has cost her, and Rhea Ripley is going to be furious. With Shayna Baszler picking up the big win tonight, and it's another title change. It has been a night of title changes. Asuka, Braun Strowman, Rhea Ripley, and now Shayna Baszler. What is going to happen on part 2? You do not want to miss out. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like the video. It is all greatly appreciated to help grow the channel. For Shayna Baszler standing tall. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.